The Star Wars franchise has been around for generations. Think about that. Generations. With new movies, shows, and books being released all the time, one of the most popular characters of the die-hard Star Wars fans is Grand Admiral Thrawn, who was first introduced in Timothy Zahn's Thrawn trilogy, starting with Heir to the Empire in 1991. Now, with 2 more Thrawn trilogies completed, we're being shown a much different side to the infamous Grand Admiral. While Thrawn has appeared in a couple different forms throughout the history of the franchise, the character will be getting a new look in the upcoming Ahsoka series, a live-action look, and it's about freaking time. The Ahsoka series is set to release in August of this year and will be the first live-action appearance of the fan-favorite Grand Admiral Thrawn, and a lot of fans of the non-Earthling-like Thrawn are speculating how his character will be depicted. In Heir to the Empire, we see a ruthless leader of the Imperial Navy, one who will not tolerate failure, a true Star Wars villain. Star Wars Rebels then depicted him as cunning, but also permitted failure within his ranks. Only slightly, though. Now there are 6 new canon Thrawn novels that show a different perspective of the Chiss-born Imperial officer, a perspective from his side of the story, how he came to meet Anakin Skywalker, was recruited to the Empire by Emperor Palpatine, then even worked with Darth Vader for a time. Then there's the backstory of how Thrawn excelled above all others in ranks of the Chiss descendancy, all of which depicted Thrawn as the protagonist of the stories. A man who cared enough for those around him that he would use his own deductions as teaching methods to help those in his ranks understand his methods and bring them up to his level. Everything he did was for the betterment of the Chiss ascendancy and their way of life. But if we go solely by the trailer for the Ahsoka series will explore the darker side of Grand Admiral Thrawn than seen in the novels. The line, Heir to the Empire, is even mentioned in the trailer. This has a lot of Star Wars fans excited, and others confused. Is Disney finally going to acknowledge a piece of the expanded universe that has been untouched for so long? Then, on the other side, Star Wars fans are asking, why go back to portraying Thrawn as a villain when all 6 novels do not? Well, that's what we're here to talk about today. So sit back, relax, pour yourself some bourbon, unless you're under the legal drinking age, then pour yourself a tea, and let's talk about Grand Admiral Thrawn. In the Ahsoka series, and possibly beyond, viewers will get to see a different version of Grand Admiral Thrawn than the version we get in the novels. Or is he different? Maybe it's just the shift in perspective. Remember, the Ahsoka series will not likely be the end of Thrawn. In fact, he may only be used sparingly in the Ahsoka show. But in this version of Thrawn, we'll likely see a character who is much more calculating and driven in his ambitions of delivering crushing blows to his enemies. His character will likely be more omelet-like. Omelette du fromage. Always trying to figure out how to stay one step ahead of his adversaries. And we can talk about villains, heroes, and anti-heroes all day long, but when we dive deep, it's nothing personal with Thrawn. He's doing the job he was promoted for, and his strong sense of duty and honor doesn't allow for just quitting when the cards are down. And let's face it, in Star Wars Rebels, it wasn't Thrawn who was inept at his job. It was those beneath him not following his orders to a T that caused his defeats. Something we don't see in the novels due to the nature of the Chiss ascendancy and how they view their roles as military officers. While it's likely that the Ahsoka series will show Thrawn as an antagonist, the writers have expressed interest in portraying him as a complex and troubled character, as evident by using Timothy Zahn as an advisor for the show. This is appropriate, as many of the Star Wars characters in the Star Wars timeline are shades of gray. No, they are not 50 Shades of Grey, you weirdos. They just have reasons for their actions. Darth Vader, Darth Maul, Count Dooku, and even Kylo Ren have motivating factors that led them to the path of perceived villainy, while justifying their actions. Overall, the Ahsoka series will give viewers a different side of Thrawn than the newer novels have, one that is sure to draw audiences in. Fans of Star Wars will be sure to enjoy seeing this beloved character in a new way, but therein lies the catch-22. How many Star Wars fans read the novels? Sure, the diehards like to absorb everything we can in the Star Wars universe, but how many people only stick to the shows and movies? A lot. So bringing Thrawn back as an antagonist won't change the way they see the character in the Ahsoka series. He will be the same as he was in Star Wars Rebels to them, but we will see something deeper in Thrawn. We, as in the diehards. Sure, Hera and crew will view Thrawn in the same light, but not us. We know what he's been through. We know what brought him to this point. Let's just hope they explore a little bit what he went through in the unknown regions with Ezra Bridger, but maybe that will come in the form of another novel, or set of novels. One can hope. Thrawn has always been a character who is worthy of exploration. He's a brilliant tactician, but he's also not above using mind games to achieve his goals. He views power as something that needs to take a backseat to his duty and honor. He's a master manipulator and has no qualms about using people to get his desired outcome. Remember the Navigator he manipulated into helping him defeat General Yiv? Yeah. That's in the novels. If you haven't read them, do it now. They are definitely some of the best Star Wars novels written. In the Star Wars novels, Thrawn has been depicted as a villain to certain characters of his own family who were afraid the methods he used was too over the top. But the Ahsoka series could explore a different side to him, showing him as someone who is driven only by that sense of duty that I talked about before, not just the Empire, but also to his home in the Chiss Ascendancy, as their protection is his first duty. But at the same time, Thrawn is a character of deep complexity. He isn't a Moff Gideon who is just bad to be bad. Yeah, that's the biggest problem I had with the whole Mandalorian series. Moff Gideon was never really given a backstory to explain why he was the way he was, but maybe some characters are just born wicked. I don't know. The Ahsoka series could also explore Thrawn's troubled past, exposing viewers to his motivations and deepest fears. As we'll get to see more of Thrawn in the Ahsoka series, viewers will have a chance to understand the character on a deeper level. Whether you view him as a hero or a villain is a decision that each viewer will have to make on their own, but I honestly view him more as an anti-hero, someone who goes against the rebels but with no real reason to further the Empire's goals other than he needs them to join in his fight in the unknown regions, or the chaos as it's called in the novels. I'm excited to see the Ahsoka series explore a different side to the character of Thrawn. This take on the character will be more than just a villain. It'll be a complex and fascinating character, a character that is long overdue for live action. It'll be interesting to see if this version pits Thrawn in opposition to Ahsoka, or if they ultimately work together. With this version of Thrawn, viewers have the opportunity to appreciate him in a new and unique light, even casual viewers. Maybe working with Ezra Bridger will show Thrawn in a new way, demonstrating that there is more to him than meets the eye. Maybe it's Ezra Bridger who tells the rebels that Thrawn isn't what we think, that through Ezra Bridger's own experiences with Thrawn, Ezra understands what Thrawn's really up to, and that the Empire isn't the only ones who can help Thrawn in his true goal of protecting the Chiss. In my own head, the upcoming Star Wars Ahsoka series will take a different approach to Grand Admiral Thrawn than they did in the Star Wars Rebels series. This will be a new and exciting exploration of the character, and viewers are sure to find it delightful, as long as it's written well, and as well as the novels. I'm looking at you, Dave Filoni. Stop retconning details of the novels. Hopefully Thrawn's motivations remain pure, all while sticking with how ruthless and cunning he is. No one knows how the series will portray Thrawn. Will he be a formidable adversary of Ahsoka, or an unwitting partner in the larger galactic threat? One that is certain, fans are sure to be captivated by this different perspective of Thrawn. The Ahsoka series will be sure to bring us a unique and fascinating experience, but I want to know what you think. Is Disney going to mess this brilliant Star Wars character up, or is this a defining moment to bring the fandom back together? August can't get here soon enough for us to find out. That's all I have for today, but before you go, a quick word from our sponsor, me.
If you're new here or just haven't committed yet, hit that subscribe button and give the video a big ass thumbs up. Doing so helps my channel more than you know, and it'll give you a sense of calm and happiness unlike anything you've experienced in the Star Wars fandom. Warning, subscribing to this channel will not make your family love you more. Unless you experience that happiness mentioned, then your family will see a change in you and be more willing to let you collect Star Wars stuff. Subscribing will also not turn your water to beer, unless somehow this channel is the key ingredient to making your personal beer in your personal microbrewery. But maybe it will help due to the happiness factor. But just in case, subscribe anyway.
Thank you all for hanging out with me today. Until the next video, this is Gerald, a Star Wars fanatic, wishing you all great health, happiness, and peace. Thank you all for watching, and remember, this is the way. And positivity in the Star Wars community should be the only way.